Hi, I'm Deborah Roth, and I am delighted to be here. It's the first time I'm actually doing it on my phone, a Facebook Live on my phone. And we'll just wait a moment or two, give people a chance to get here. And I'm just so excited. You can see I have my flowers already and talking about May Day. I've been writing about May Day this week, having a great time. Just walked back from, just went on a walk today and took pictures of tulips all over the place. So I'm in May Day mode, and I hope you are too. And if you're not, I hope that hearing some of the things I'm going to share with you today will definitely uplift you. So my idea is to give you some background about May Day, and because people know about it in a lot of different contexts, and it's been one of my favorite earth-based holidays of the year. It's one of those seasonal turning points that's halfway between the spring equinox and the summer solstice, and it really represents the blooming. Obviously, take a look around. Hi, Avianca, wonderful to see you. Oh, one of my old circle sisters. It really brings us back to the blooming of the earth around us, and in fact, that is how there was sympathetic magic that happened years ago in the very earliest celebrations of May Day all around the world. And there are many of them. In Germany, in the Teutonic times, they called it Walpurgisnacht, if I'm saying that correctly. In Rome, it was Floralia, and it was, as it sounds, it was a celebration of flowers. When girls would walk through the streets with flowers, it was a celebration of Venus. And the Celtic land, which is really where I've delved in, the Celtic lands, in the Celtic tradition, it was known as Beltane. And Beltane actually meant bright fire. Tane being fire, and Bel was one of the Celtic gods, one of the Celtic deities. And it's considered, Beltane was considered one of these big fire celebrations. And during Beltane, to kind of prepare for the lush summer months coming up, and to really set the intention for strong, wonderful crops to grow and animals to produce wonderful meat and all the things that they did. They would build bonfires, or bell fire as they called it, and they would send the animals between two bonfires. So we'll play a little bit today. I'm going to give you some context, and then we'll do a short meditation. But really a visualization, kind of bringing in all of these things. But the real origins of May Day have to do with, as I said, mirroring what's going on with the earth right now. And many of us, probably the most recognizable symbol of May Day is the maypole. And it represents so perfectly the classic fertility energy and renewal energy that's attached to May Day, because it was literally the maypole, ultimate phallic symbol, being planted in the womb of Mother Earth, and then men and women would grab onto their ribbons. Look, I created a little one. This is one of the things I was going to do. I did this years ago at our church for the kids. So I just took a stem from some kind of dried flower, and I only attached a few ribbons to it and a nice little flower on the top. The maypoles were traditionally made out of hawthorn, and I don't have a hawthorn branch, but this is you can consider this a mini or a fairy maypole. And the men and women would do this magical dance all the way around, crisscrossing, so that they were brought closer and closer together into the pole. And then they'd run off into the woods and make whoopee. Again, really mirroring the fertility and blossoming of life that was happening in the world all around them. Now, because we are, most of us, at least I'm in New York City, so we're pretty much locked down. You're not going to find any maypoles here. And obviously gathering in groups is not going to be something we can do right now, but you could make a little one like I showed you there. And if you've got kids at home, although it's fun for kids of all ages, create your own little, maypole like your fairies. I'm actually wearing, I'm wearing my, I don't know if you can see them, my really fun naked angel earrings, which I thought was just so perfect. Naked fairies, because it's all about honoring our bodies and our sensuality and our sexuality, and the fact that we procreate the way that we're creating new life. We can create new life. That's definitely one of the ways that you can celebrate May Day inside. No problem with that, with anyone that you love. Writing love letters, making love, anything that has to do with really expanding your heart in this kind of exuberant energy. If you can't get to a maypole, one thing that I think just about anybody could do, if you've got some kind of indoor plant or even an outdoor bush, you can create what's called a Maybush. And this is something that's still celebrated in Ireland. Basically, you get a bunch of ribbons. You can just use, like the ribbons that I used for my fairy maypole. They can just be, wrapping paper ribbons. And you tie ribbon wishes onto the Maybush, and they represent, and as you do it, you make a wish for, and what the Irish tradition is that you make a wish for healing, so perfect right now, for renewal, really tapping into the spring energy. So that's the Maybush tradition. Let's see, another one. This one's fun, is make a May crown. And a friend of mine made this for me years ago to celebrate. This was the time when the May King and the May Queen were celebrated. And they would lead the procession to the maypole. And you were considered the Queen of the May or the King of the May. It's the time when the sun god who was born on the winter solstice, remember that's when the sun is born again, would connect with the goddess in her maiden form, in her young fertile form, and they would go off and make whoopee in the woods and be declared the king and queen of the May. So if you want to make a crown, that's another beautiful way to celebrate May Day. Whether you have real flowers or not, you can make tissue flowers from tissue paper. That just, go on YouTube and find how to do that. I actually talked about that. I wrote an article that's on my website now. My latest blog has all these ideas in it too, with some links for things that you could find. And then yet another sweet way to celebrate May Day is to make a May basket. Now, I just made a really simple cone, a basket cone, and you can see I just took a piece of construction paper and rolled it into a cone and taped it. That was it. I've got wonderful flowers, yay, from my garden, which are a little bit too big for this cone, but I've been really trying. I've really needed to have a little bit of outdoors, indoors during this time. Look at just 3 different tulips that are just exquisite, and they're from my garden. They're from my garden plot in New York City. So that's kind of special. They're all a little big. I'm going to have to figure out something else to put in if I use this cone. I'm going to do something for Peter, for my husband, on Friday. See, I'm doing all this now so that you have time to prepare. The other way to make a basket, and I did not decorate this one yet, is to take a paper plate and fold it, in half and then in half again, so that you've got, a little bit, I don't know if you can see, so you've got a little bit of a crease, and then just squish it together and staple the edges, and you can put a little handle on it too if you want, staple it on, and fill that with maybe smaller flowers. And then what you do with a May basket is that you run up to someone's doorstep. This is great for social distancing if you can pull it off. You can run up to an actual doorstep of a neighbor or someone that you love and place your beautiful May basket with the flowers on it and ring the bell and run away. It's supposed to be anonymous, but obviously if you're sheltered with someone, you can also, and I will do this, you can also take your May basket and put it outside the bedroom door or the office door of whoever it is that you want to leave your May basket for. And there's no bells to ring, but knock on the door. You can say, "Hey," and they're going to know who it is. But the idea is to really, and we so need it right now, to really bring the healing power and the beauty of beautiful Mother Earth right in there. Yay, Laura! Hey, mwah, I'm glad you're here. And Peter, goody goody. You're not supposed to be here. You're going to ruin the surprise. So there's a whole bunch of ideas for you. Let's see if there's any others that I left out. Oh, this is kind of an interesting one. So May Day is also known around the world as International Workers' Day. And it's more for laborers, and there are protests and rallies and all the kind of stuff we can't do now. It's not as big a labor holiday. I mean, we've got Labor Day in this country, but it's bigger in other countries. But what occurred to me, which just kind of gives me the chills thinking of it, is that it would be a great time, if you're not already, to do something to honor all of those frontline essential workers. I hope you're doing it every day. I mean, if you're in New York like we are, every night at 7, I take my ding, 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 my Tibetan bowl, and I lean out my first floor window, and I join the cacophony of noise and cheers and cowbells and drums and pots and pans that I hear going to honor all of our frontline workers here in the city. It's a little bit harder to do when you're, when you're out in the country, but you could do a drive-by parade. Get people together and drive by a nearby hospital on May Day, on International, you could do it every day, but has particular resonance on May Day as International Workers' Day. So that's kind of a non-historically, at least earth-based way to play with the energy, to really embody the energy of May Day. So lots of ideas there for you. What I would love to do with you now is to just kind of go in for a moment, and I'll bring you through a very sweet but hopefully nurturing meditation, kind of weaving together a lot of these ideas. One of the things that I'll bring in there, so I don't have to get into too much left brain explanation in the middle of a meditation, is one of the other traditions with May Day is that when you wake up in the morning, you go outside and splash your face with the morning dew on May Day. And the folklore says that when you do that, if you're single, the first man that sees you will fall in love with you. It's supposed to have magical consequences. If you're already married, maybe you'll just have some more fun together. So I invite you to just take a moment now, and with me, just close your eyes. And just come into the center of your being. Remember that the underlying meaning of May Day is honoring our bodies, honoring our sensuality and our sexuality, and how we can express that and embody that in the world. So sink into your body for a moment, and we can take a few deep breaths together. And with each breath, allow yourself to envision in your mind's eye a beautiful meadow. It might be one that's near your house, or one you visited, or just in the wonderful image, a wonderful image in your mind's eye, just in your imagination. And find yourself in this meadow that right now is absolutely exploding with flowers. They could be tulips, they could be wildflowers, just a cacophony of color spread out before you. And you hear somewhere ahead of you, somewhere in the midst of all of these flowers, you hear sounds of celebration, singing, dancing, and just gently make your way through. Just a path magically opens up for you, because this is in our imagination, through the flowers, until you come to an open space in the middle. And there you find all of the people you love most, celebrating, dancing, singing around a big, beautiful bonfire. And let yourself, just revel in their presence. No masks here. This is a corona-free zone. This is where in your heart, in your mind, in your imagination, you come together with these people that mean the most to you. Reveling in their presence, hugging them, real hugs, and feeling the warmth of this extraordinary, beautiful bonfire that's going full blast. And now, take a moment from the reveling and seat yourselves around this bonfire quietly for a moment, just a moment. Imagine yourself with these friends and family that you love most, taking a quiet moment together and reflecting on what your wishes are for the May tide. Your wishes for the May, as it was called. Springtime, taking you forward for the next 6 weeks to the summer solstice. And sit for a moment, reflect on what are the things that you wish for yourself. What are the things that you wish for your family, for your community, for the world. And now, in the old tradition of jumping the bonfire, find yourself with your May fairy wings, able to jump over this fire, no matter how tall it is. And with each jump, you can shout out your wish or wishes. Do it as many times as you need. What is your wish for yourself or your wishes for yourself? Jump number 1. Maybe there are more wishes for yourself. When you're ready, jump 1 or more times for your wishes for your family and those you hold most dear that are with you, cheering you on as you jump this bellfire. And then next we'll go to your community, your neighborhood, and allow yourself to jump over and make 1 or more fairy wishes, 1 or more May wishes for your local neighborhood. Feeling the heat, feeling the love of the people around you. And then the last one, when you're ready, jump over the Mayfire with your wishes for the world in this extraordinary time that we're in. Send them out as prayers, as wishes from your heart. And then come back to your spot in the circle, knowing that everyone else will take their turns. But you do need to get back to your body. So gently make your farewells with lots of good, fierce hugs. Make your way away from the fire, knowing that you will reconnect with these people live and in person when it's time, when you're able. Make your way back through this field of flowers, coming back, deepening your breath down, coming back to your body, feeling your breath in your body, coming back to our space, to our virtual circle here. And when you're ready, take a deep breath and open your eyes on the exhale. Welcome back. Did you have a wonderful time making your wishes with the people you love most? If you come in a little late, you can always listen to the meditation and the whole thing again. It sure felt lovely for me. I've gotten to the point most of the time when I'm leading a meditation, I can also do it. So I was able to do that today, and imagined all of you there too. So thank you so much for joining me, and I'm really looking forward to seeing you all live, whatever that looks like. And I really want to invite you to take some of these ideas. You have the time now. It's why I'm doing this now and not right on May Day. You have the time in the next couple days to take some of these ideas and see how you can make them your own for the people that you love most in your life. Thank you, all of my friends, and have a beautiful May Day. Bye for now.